16.
I'm able to finish it whenever I do it without using any hits.
No, I have these friends that come out, or I just walk away from it.
Yeah.
You just quit. I just quit. Yeah. But
Yes, and I'm able to finish it.
yeah, and I'm not. And I mean, the other day I did get a couple, which was great because but it's like, I don't really quite get that.
You don't understand.
I do understand it. I tried it. Yeah, I started this. And then you get, like, if you get one, you know that we have to do something in the corners. Right, right. And then I'm looking at this thing.
It was okay. Unfortunately, all the family plans fell through because everyone
And
was
then that
sick.
was, and then it
You know?
that little, I get a lot that go.
No, like strep throat, you know, stuff, and all that.
We're talking kids.
Well, kids are the vector, but the parents had it, and they were hosting. You know how hosting do, like, the kids had something, and then they don't get it later, and then. Are you everyone's fine, but we're gonna try to get together this weekend.
And she didn't send them to me.
I went to, I took my girlfriend and her parents and her kids to the building back to her house for Chinese.
Oh, fun. Okay.
And watched them open presents.
Oh, good. Good movie? Good.
Oh, it's a great movie. Yeah,
Is that the Timothy Shalom?
yeah. I mean,
And it just opened, right?
yeah, he's amazing. You get a sense of, oh my gosh, this was what it was like for this 21-year-old kid to come here and do this stuff. It was pretty remarkable performance.
That can be hard to do a quick act, like a credit to the actor because.
Played and sang live.
And, well, and like you said, too, being able you people view this character in the origin differently than how you know when someone's been in the public consciousness for so long. It's hard to look at them with fresh eyes.
You had the sense of, oh my gosh, this is exactly what it must have been like. And it was really very cool. There are some things I had changed about the script. The performance was over. And Edward played Pete Seeger, he was over. It'll get a bunch of awards.
No, I spent a lot of time.
So I was trying to think like where Stu would have picked this. Maybe it would have been the same spot, but for the installation on Saturday we did. We did like dark, and I was like, where's Stu's thing for rather?
Oh, I was here
For Saturday.
Oh,
you were Friday. Yeah. So Saturday we did.
Because I did do that.
Like worship around, like where we took out all these chairs because we needed more chairs. These are pretty bulky, so we needed new chairs, and we did concentric circles of it. Yeah. I was like, oh, I wonder where Stu's spot. But just the orientation was so different.
But there were chairs for that arm.
They were not for the arms. So hot dogs. You know, like they wanted to feel like camp. You know, like there's a fire in the middle, and then they kind of around. And the promise band plays. So that's interesting. I know
natural design of the room. Everyone makes it like so far, and then like sometimes like somebody else is sitting over there. What do you have?
Yeah, they fix some side of the room, I guess. Like, I hope people come to services.
Yeah.
Or like chairs on like kind of slide.
Yeah. So you're kind of like once a month.
Well, I come to Morris Cottage. And then I'll be here next week because it's my grandmother's birthday. Way too much Chinese for one.
A lot of sodium, right?
Way too much sodium.
And then I'll take requests.
This is interesting.
Oh, I know, right? The imbalance, yeah.
It's like I'm sitting on the roof side.
And sometimes it's worse than others. I mean, always, there's always people on that side just for several reasons. One, there's more chairs there, it's close to the door. It's just how they, it's unbalanced because they wanted the, additionally, they wanted the beam wider, this wall went through, and so that's wider than this, and so.
But still, I mean, that's quite an even.
Well, and it's become more extreme since we got rid of the benches. Because we also have this outside aisle now, where we didn't have an outside aisle right here. And then street chairs, you can only fit so many chairs. You can't fit like 16 chairs.
People are not volunteered by me. Would you like to help light Shabbat candles tonight? I'll be taking care of the Any members of your family are welcome. Sure. I'll lead the prayer. And I already met Louis and Augie, okay, Lisa.
Yeah, we're discussing. The fact that there's nobody sitting on this side. So welcome.
Helping to balance the boat.
Yeah.
When you ballast on that side, right?
You know, my mother was a site nurse, and I taught my mother, my grandmother, my mother's mother, and on the second floor, where she was like a site nurse. And my grandmother taught her.
Shabbat Shalom to those who have already entered the space, and I'm sure that we have friends who are out in the hallway who are going to be coming in soon. I know a lot of people are stashing their Chanukiot in the room next door, so they can continue, and we'll sing them in with just a nigun, a melody without words, to help us all fully arrive and settle. however you feel comfortable. Erev Tov and Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. It's so wonderful to be together on this Shabbat that is also Chanukah. For those who don't know me as well, Cantor Jacob Nami, it's wonderful to be together. And Rabbi Prosnit is away with his family, and we're looking forward to seeing him when he gets back. We have this double portion of light this evening. Shabbat also focuses on bringing light into our eyes and into our hearts and into our spirit, and then of course Chanukah as well. So we'll be singing some Chanukah songs throughout the service this evening. We'll also have another opportunity after dinner to maybe even sing some more Chanukah songs for those who would like. And so we'll be having an opportunity for folks who brought Chanukiot to light them at dinner. But I'll light some a Chanukiah in this space for those who maybe didn't bring their own, or also for the benefit of those joining us on the live stream. I hope everyone has a prayer book, and also we have a supplement that has some additional words and lyrics in it. And of course, I'll go ahead right and drop it. And on page 3 of that supplement, you'll find the words for this beautiful Tchina. Tchina was a certain type of prayer that was written by women and for women. In certain communities and at certain times, Jewish women have sometimes been excluded from communal prayer spaces. And when that happened, they essentially composed their own prayers. And there are these beautiful prayers, often written in Yiddish. And in recent years, we've brought some of them into our tradition and into our space. So an English translation of this beautiful Tchina that was written to go right before lighting Chanukah candles. You know it, please jump right on in. Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Oh, hear my prayer. Oh, hear my prayer. I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Oh, hear my prayer. Oh, hear my prayer. I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. light our Hanukkah candles in this space. We'll still say the blessing now, and we'll say it again later too after we light them together in dinner time. On the same page of the supplement, we have the Hanukkah candle blessings, page 3. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavotenu, bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. And to light our Shabbat candles, I want to invite up the Houseman Ashby family, who are sitting conveniently right in the front row. To help us light, we have matches available here and a lighter, whatever your preference is. And there's apparently more than one lighter even. And for those who need the words for the blessing, it'll be on page 120. Go right ahead. All this light into our eyes and into our hearts, and we'll say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, Shel Shabbat. On page 142, welcoming angels of peace and rest. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Baruchuni l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. We've lit lights in our space. We continue to kindle lights within ourselves, in our hearts, and in our spirits. We make space for Shabbat. We get ready to welcome. Even though we've lit candles, there's this sense that we still have work to do to prepare ourselves, to open ourselves even more fully. And there's an idea, a beautiful idea within Jewish tradition, that song, that music actually has this power to peel the layers away from around our hearts, those layers of the gunk of the normal, everyday humdrum of life that build up naturally through our work and our interactions. So we allow that music, that singing, just to keep peeling away those layers so that we can then be fully open to the wonders and the peace that Shabbat can bring. Kabbalat Shabbat will continue on page 132 at the bottom of the page. Or zaru ala tzadik, light is sown for the righteous. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. Or zarua la tzadik, uyishrei lev simcha. Uyishrei lev simcha. We'll continue on page 138 with Lecha Dodi. This beautiful poem welcoming Shabbat. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we get to that final last verse, we'll embody that welcoming of Shabbat by rising as we're able and facing the way that we entered. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kana enei Shabbat nekavila. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad ishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'ritila lecha dodi likrat kala enei Shabbat nekavila. Shtikrat Shabbat lechu v'neilcha ki hi mekor haveracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tefila lecha dodi likrat kala enei Shabbat nekavila. Hitoreri kiva ore Umi ori uri Shir daveri kivod Adonai Alayich nigla lecha dodi likrat kala enei Shabbat nekavila. Oi v'shalom ateret ba'ala Gam besimcha uvetzola toch emunei am segula borichala Chala lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. We continue on the next page. The Psalm for Shabbat, a song of gratitude. Mizmor shir liyom hashavat, tov lehodol Adonai, ulzamer leshimcha elyon, tov lehodol Adonai, ulzamer leshimcha elyon. Lehagi baboker chastecha ve'emunatcha baleilot tov lehodot Adonai ulzamer leshimcha elyon tov lehodot Adonai ulzamer leshimcha elyon ulzamer leshimcha elyon. We move into the evening proper part of our service, the Ma'ariv, that mixing, even though it's already quite dark outside already, but this idea of the mixing of the light and the darkness as we move into this Ma'ariv. So on page 146, Baruch Hu, I invite you all to rise as you are able. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Invite you all to read with me at the bottom of page 149, or middle of page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother or my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, HaMa'ariv Aravim. On the next page, continuing. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shofenu v'kumenu nasiach bechukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Ve'olam Va'ed. Please be seated. We'll continue on page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Some of you have probably heard me speak before about how music, we talked about that, I mentioned before, its function of helping to kind of peel those layers away from our hearts, but it can also serve to let us know something, to tell us something, to actually communicate something to us. And in our Jewish tradition, we have melodies that sometimes are used to let us know when a certain thing is about to happen, or when a certain thing is happening, or to comment on the moment that we're having. And sometimes we'll use what the sages would call a tune of the season. I'm loosely translating this, to help us combine, to make connections between the liturgy that we're offering or the moments that we're creating, and what else is going on in the Jewish calendar, in Jewish time. And so what a wonderful thing that we have this melody that's used with Ma'oz Tzur, this song that is sung after lighting Hanukkah candles, that speaks about God helping to liberate us from a time of struggle, with the words of Micha Mocha on page 158. We bring these two moments of liberation together in a way that I find really deep and meaningful and powerful. Micha Mocha, page 158. Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha Netar ba'kodesh Nora teilot Osefele Malchut techara uvanecha Ayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam Ze'elianu ve'ameru Adonai Imaloch le'olam va'ed. Or we'll just sing the tune as a nigun, just to keep the tune going. Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 Yai lai 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 V'ne'emar V'ata Adonai et Yaakov U'yalom yad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Continuing on the next page. Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ushmor tzeitenu Uvoenu L'chaim u'shalom Me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ushmor tzeitenu Uvoenu L'chaim u'shalom Me'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch ata Adonai Haporei sukat shalom Haporei sukat shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We move into the tefillah, to the Amidah, that inner facing part of our prayer, where we begin to approach ourselves in connection with the Holy One. So on page 164, we'll be setting our intention for those prayers, and we'll be then continuing straight through page 170, after which we'll have some time for some quiet personal prayers. So on page 164, we rise as we are able for the Amidah. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Ve'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasarim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher chastei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata rav leoshia. Mashiv haruach umorit hagashem, mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech meimit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman ata le'achayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. Continue quietly and either in the prayer book or in our own hearts. And when your prayers are complete, you can be seated. If you're still offering your own prayers, you're certainly welcome to continue. I want to offer you all something as we come out of silence. You can either refer to the words or not. You can sing along or not. On page 4 in the program is a beautiful Yiddish song for Chanukah called Baruch Ateh, where the poet recalls this beautiful memory of his father lighting the Chanukah candles. After that, we'll sing a prayer for peace together back on page 180 in the prayer book. So your choice of where to be in this moment. And again, if you know it, you're certainly welcome to join anytime you like. Baruch Ateh singt der Tate unerzint die Licht und die Strahlen milde fallen auf sein das Gesicht und a Feier heilig Teier in die Augen leicht und der mit die Glieder hat sich ausgegleicht. Und es dacht sich, und es tracht sich, es ist noch etwas da. Es ist geblieben, was zu lieben, heilig ist die Show. Alte Klangen, lang vergangen, nein, es klingt noch azint. Sing mir Tate, Baruch Ateh, und ich bleib dein Kind. O say Shalom bimromav, page 180. Yaseh Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Oseh Shalom bimromav Yaseh Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol yoshvei Tevel ve'imeru. Amen. As we've offered a prayer for peace and wholeness for ourselves, for the people of Israel, for all who dwell on earth, we bring the circle in a little bit outside of ourselves, but maybe not quite as big as the whole world. We think of those in our own lives, our loved ones, who are perhaps in need of healing and wholeness in this moment, of comfort and support. We extend our circle of caring and support to them as well. We have a list that we keep here amongst the clergy of people who have been brought to our attention, who would appreciate those prayers of healing and wholeness, and they know that we're thinking about them and praying on their behalf. But if there's anyone here in this room, in our sanctuary, or joining us online through the live stream who wants to share names of somebody that you're thinking of right now, so that we can include them in our prayer in this moment, you're so welcome to share those names either out loud or in your heart.
Lauren Mueller.
Those who suffer from mental illness and substance abuse.
Bill Goldenberg, Louis Goldenberg.
Is there anybody else we should be thinking of in this moment? On page 371, in the middle of the page, we have a prayer for healing that we can offer together. Mishev Beirach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheverach imotenu mekor havracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm not going to be offering necessarily a full Devar Torah or Drash, but I did want to share just a little thing that I came across this week. Some of you know that I have been studying at numerous points with an organization called the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. Right now I'm taking a class with them. It's just interpretations of the weekly Torah portion from one of the earliest of the Hasidic masters, Rabbi Menachem Nachum of Chernobyl, who is also known as the Meor Einayim, or the light of the eyes. He's becoming a bit of a favorite of mine. his teachings on the weekly Torah portion. And this week, one of his interpretations actually talks a little bit about Hanukkah in a way that I just wanted to pass along to you all, because I found something just really incredibly beautiful and true in it. So he starts this teaching of his by talking about each of the different holidays throughout the year. He says that each of these holidays throughout the Jewish calendar is not just like something nice to celebrate or something that helps us maybe remember something that happened at one point in time, but that it actually really serves as a more powerful kind of marker, of signpost, that it's something that can actually, if we allow it to connect us deeply to the events that the holiday commemorates, and even to the power that those events may have had for the people in that time, in those times when they were first marked. So he starts with Passover. He says, like, on Passover, we came out of bondage. Now, as Passover time comes around again, each of us can be liberated from our own forces of evil. So he's saying that Passover brings us those moments where we can actually find liberation for ourselves, or where we can remind ourselves of the ways in which maybe we're still in a narrow place or constrained, and what kinds of liberation we seek for ourselves and for others. On Shavuot, the Me'or Einayim says, we received Torah. And that, even now, can still guide us, give us guidance and wisdom. And so, like, when we come to Shavuot, we're reminded of all the sources of wisdom and learning and guidance in our lives. And we have an opportunity to cleave more tightly onto those sources of wisdom and guidance in our lives. On Sukkot, where we focus so much on gratitude and awareness of God's love that surrounds us all, we too can connect to that concept of gratitude and abundance, and think about ways in which that then gets paid forward as generosity. On Purim, we see, at least as the Me'or Einayim talks about it, the fall of the wicked. But we know too that one of the central ideas of Purim is not underestimating our own agency. We all know, might recall the story when Mordecai tells Esther, perhaps you were born for just such a moment as this. So the holiday of Purim can center ourselves on all the ways in which maybe we've been underestimating our own agency to change situations in our lives or in our communities or in our societies, ways in which we actually have the ability to speak truth, and speak truth even to power. And so finally he arrives to Chanukah. And Chanukah, does anyone here, can anyone tell me, what does the word Chanukah actually mean? I'm going to test some Hebrew knowledge here. Does anyone, I'll take a hand even on that. Does anyone know what the word Chanukah means? I heard it, yes.
Rededication.
Thank you, rededication, or sometimes even just dedication. But yes, and why? Because when the Maccabees were able to re-enter the temple that had been desecrated by the Greeks, they found that it was in shambles, that it was really mess everywhere, that it had been turned into what they actually would call, they called a gymnasium. It was really a center of Greek community and worship, and there was a statue of Zeus and all of these things. And they needed to make the space fit for holy use again, and so they rededicated the temple, hence the name of the holiday. And so the Me'or Einayim tells us that Hanukkah is a time where we too can rededicate ourselves to those things that are truest and purest, to allow, and he, of course, he's a Hasidic rabbi, so he says by means of Torah, this is the way in which one can rededicate, and he gets into even more esoteric ideas of ways in which one can rededicate ourselves. But this idea that the holidays come around and they remind us of inner work that we could be doing all the time. We know this about the High Holy Days too, that it reminds us of spiritual work, of personal work, of inner work that we could be doing anytime, any day of the week. And the gift of the holiday is that it comes along to help remind us, to help us return maybe to those kinds of intentions in our life to continue to grow. And so I hope that this Chanukah can perhaps be that for us, a chance just to remind ourselves maybe there's something that we had been committed to or dedicated to that we just fell away from for whatever reason. Life got messy. Maybe we made even a commitment for the High Holy Days, and already now at Chanukah we've already strayed a little bit from that intention. Now is a chance, the gift of our calendar, to reset, to reorient, to rededicate. I hope that this holiday provides us some opportunities maybe just to do just that. Also, like for fun and games and light and joy and presents. Those things are good and important too. But I hope that we don't miss the opportunity that our holidays give us. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue with some of our concluding prayers and maybe a song, and of course Kiddush and Motzi, because we are going to be enjoying a meal together. As we move into our concluding prayers, we'll join together on page 586. Page 586 at the top of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach. I invite us all to rise as we are able. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula le'otzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim ve'yosed aretz, u'moshav yekaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinat uzo begofhei meromim, u'Eloheinu ein od. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 590, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. At this sacred moment, we know that people come here for, as Rabbi Prozin has said recently, people come to Shabbat for all kinds of different reasons. Some are here to celebrate, some are here thinking about someone who is in need of special prayers, and perhaps there are those here who are here to remember someone that they've lost either recently or at this time in seasons past and years past. We have names in our community that we're remembering, those who have passed away in the last 30 days, whose Shloshim we are in observance of. The Temple Bethel community remembers with great love and affection and respect. And we remember Mary Goose, Lyle A. Anderson, Leonard Mitzman, Patricia Fells, Jeff Rosenfeld, and Ellen Young. And I should say too, if you hear the name of your loved one recited and it's your custom to rise, you're welcome then to rise at that moment as your loved one's name is recited. To their names we connect the names of all those that we've known and loved, and especially those whose Yartzeiten, whose anniversaries of passing we observe on this Shabbat. And here are the Yartzeiten for this Shabbat: Roger Anderson, Gertrude Benderson, Alfred Bernstein, Abraham Blumenfeld, Arthur Breslow, Evelyn Brodsky, Mogens Ebstrup, Avram Feldman, Penny Fine, Sidney E. Frank, Deborah K. Friedman, Belle G. Friedman, Bluma Halperin, Lenore Hill, Carolyn Kaplan, Florence Bress Karp, Susan Knudsen, Francis Koch, Samuel Levin, Midge Loring, James A. Miller, Jean R. Nemshoff, Mabel Pizer, Ruth Ravitch, Odessa Ring, Avram M. Reutman, Shirley Rosencrans, Leah Sagal, Sol Schwartz, Herman Shapiro, Sadie Sherman Garraway, Emma Spann, Gwen Winnig Rivkin, and Maria Zolin. If you are here either in a period of mourning, observing a yard site, or if there is just someone whose memory is on your mind this particular Shabbat and you'd like to share their name with our community, I want to invite you to do so. Is there anyone else we should be remembering in this moment? Out loud and in our hearts, we call their memories into our own being and into our own souls, and we hope that they will be blessings for us, and we honor their memory, and we make this moment special for ourselves by reciting the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. We rise as a community, and we'll recite the Mourner's Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah, be'alma divrach irutech v'yamlich malchutech, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabah mevarach le'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'it hadar, v'it ale, v'it halal, shemei tekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories indeed be for a blessing. And together we say, Amen. You may be seated. Few brief announcements before we offer a concluding song and Kiddush and Motzi, and then move into our meal. These are in the Shabbat program as well. This coming Monday at 6 p.m. there will be a virtual Hanukkah candlelighting. Excuse me if I'm talking at school, I believe that's with Rabbi Prosen, if I'm not mistaken, but you can double check on the temple calendar. And then on Tuesday at 6 p.m., we have Tuesday, December 31st at 6 p.m., Singles Creating Community Potluck Dinner. Presumably it will be New Year's Eve themed. And again, details about any of these upcoming programs can be found on our temple calendar. And just a note for this evening, for those in the space with us, at the conclusion of dinner, we'll offer Birkat HaMazon, the blessing for the meal, and then any Hanukkah songs that people feel like they haven't had a chance to sing yet this season. I have booklets available for us. If you're with us until the end of dinner, you get to make requests. That's the prize, as it were. But to start us off with those Hanukkah songs, I think we have at least a good few in our prayer book as well. On page 671, I think, we have a classic. Light one candle. I think I just hear in the news perhaps that Peter Yarrow was in some kind of urgent medical care. I did hear that right. So perhaps we should have also included him in our Misha Berach, in our prayers for healing, and we can honor that with this beautiful gem of a Chanukah song that he gave us. Light one candle. Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. And light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. Light one candle to bind us together with peace as a song in our hearts. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is a burden, and this is a promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Before we move into our community dinner, we'll offer Kiddush and Motzi. We find Kiddush for Shabbat on page 123. Page 123. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, Zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, V'shabbat kodeshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. After Motzi, we'll shift into our other space. And I would encourage, though, if anyone wants, I see that this challah has been sliced, so if after we say Motzi, you want to come and taste a little bit of the challah first, you're certainly welcome to. Also, say hello and Shabbat Shalom to someone around you at that time, too, maybe even someone that you don't know as well yet. And we'll have some dinner together. So we'll say Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.